Rise again. The power of standing up 8 times. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful proverbs ever spoken. Fall 7 times and stand up 8. This isn't just a phrase. This isn't just a set of words put together. It's a battle cry for life. It's a statement that echoes in the hearts of champions, survivors, dreamers, and fighters. And today, I want to take you on a journey through the fire of setbacks, the storms of failure, and the glory of standing tall, no matter how many times the world tries to push you down. Imagine this. You're running toward a dream, and everything feels within reach. Then suddenly, life shoves you down, hard. Maybe it's a failure at work. Maybe it's rejection. Maybe it's heartbreak. Maybe it's that voice in your own head whispering that you're not good enough. You fall. It hurts. The wind gets knocked out of you. For a moment, you wonder if it's even worth getting back up. But here's the truth. Champions are not the ones who never fall. Champions are the ones who refuse to stay down. Every stumble you face, every time life sweeps your legs out from under you, it's not a signal to quit. It's an invitation to rise stronger. Because when you rise after falling, something changes. You build resilience. You build character. You build grit that no easy victory could ever teach you. And that grit, that's your superpower. Let me tell you something loud and clear. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is part of the path to success. The bruises you collect, the scars you carry, they are not signs of weakness. They are proof that you were in the fight. Proof that you didn't sit on the sidelines while life passed you by. Proof that you were willing to risk, to try, to go all in. Even when you fell, you stood back up. Think about it. The first time you fell, you learned how much it hurts. The second time, you learned you could survive. The third time, you discovered the courage it takes to rise. By the fourth, you were tougher. By the fifth, you realized setbacks don't define you. By the sixth, you knew falling is temporary. And by the seventh, you were ready for the 8th rise, the rise that defines you. The rise that says to the world, I will not be broken. Every person you admire, every success story you've ever heard, has a hidden history of failure. Behind the highlight reels are nights of doubt, moments of defeat, and times when walking away felt easier than standing back up. But they didn't quit. They stood. And that's why we remember them. Not for how many times they fell, but for how many times they rose. You see, life doesn't reward those who never stumble. Life rewards those who keep showing up. Those who keep swinging. Those who keep moving forward even when their legs are trembling. That's the secret most people miss. Resilience beats talent when talent doesn't persist. Heart beats skill when skill gives up. Willpower beats everything when everything seems stacked against you. Now, I want you to think about your own life. Where have you fallen? Maybe you launched a dream project and it crashed. Maybe you put your heart into a relationship and it broke. Maybe you've been fighting battles no one else can see. Battles with doubt, with fear, with insecurity. And maybe you've fallen more times than you can count. That's okay, because your story isn't about the falls. Your story is about the rise. The rise is where you find your strength. The rise is where you discover your purpose. The rise is where you stop listening to the voices that say you can't and start proving that you can. The rise is your answer to every failure, every rejection, every disappointment. The rise is your declaration to the universe that you refuse to be defeated. Let me give you an image. Picture a boxer in the ring. He's been knocked down. The crowd gasps. The referee counts. 1, 2, 3. The fighter is on the floor, battered, bruised, exhausted. He could stay down. He could let the fight end here. But instead, he plants his hand on the canvas, pushes himself up, and rises before the count reaches 10. The crowd roars. Why? Because everyone knows it takes more than strength to throw a punch. It takes heart to get back up. And that's the heart I want you to carry with you. The heart that doesn't give up. the heart that refuses to quit, the heart that understands that every fall is simply a setup for a greater comeback. That's what makes the difference between the person who quits and the person who conquers. Quitting guarantees defeat. Rising guarantees another chance. Now, let's get real. Standing back up isn't easy. It hurts. It's uncomfortable. It feels unfair when you've worked so hard only to hit the ground again. But that's where growth lives. Growth doesn't live in comfort zones. Growth lives in the tension, the pain, the pressure. Growth lives in the moment you decide to rise, even when everything in you says to stay down. So ask yourself, will I let this fall define me, or will I define myself by how I rise? Will I stay on the ground, beaten and broken, or will I plant my feet, lift my chin, and take another swing at life? The choice is yours. And let me tell you, the moment you choose to rise, you shift the entire direction of your life. Remember this, standing up doesn't erase the fall. Standing up transforms it. That failure you thought was the end, it becomes the foundation of your resilience. That rejection you thought shattered you, it becomes the spark that fuels your fire. That heartbreak that felt unbearable, it becomes the lesson that shapes your future strength. Every fall is not a dead end. It's a stepping stone. You may be thinking, but what if I fall again? And here's the answer. So what? You rise again. You rise again and again and again. Because one day, one of those rises will be the rise that changes everything. One of those rises will open the door, break the barrier, shatter the limits, and take you further than you ever imagined. But you'll never get there if you stay on the ground. Every time you rise, you send a message to the world. You're telling it, I am unbreakable. I am unstoppable. I will not quit. And that message reverberates not just in the world, but inside you. With each rise, your confidence grows. With each rise, your courage expands. With each rise, you become the kind of person who can face anything and still move forward. So today, I challenge you. Think about the falls you faced. Think about the times you wanted to stay down. And then make the choice, the fierce, unshakable choice, to rise again. Don't let the fall be your ending. Let the rise be your beginning. Because here's the truth. Life is not about avoiding falls. Life is about embracing the rise. Success is not about never failing. Success is about refusing to let failure stop you. And greatness? Greatness belongs to those who rise one more time. Fall 7 times, stand up 8. That's not just a proverb. That's a mindset. That's a way of life. That's the fire that separates the dreamers who quit from the dreamers who achieve. That's the difference between regret and legacy. That's the difference between the person you were and the person you are becoming. So rise. Rise with all the strength you've got. Rise with every ounce of courage in your soul. Rise until the world has no choice but to see your resilience. Rise until the falls don't scare you anymore. Rise until standing back up becomes second nature. Rise because every rise makes you unstoppable. And as we close today's message, I want to remind you, this channel exists to push you forward, to light that fire within you, and to remind you that you are capable of more than you know. If today's message has ignited something in you, if it's reminded you of your strength, then make sure you subscribe to this channel. Hit that button, join this community, and let's keep rising together, no matter how many times life tries to knock us down. Because here, we don't stay down. Here, we rise.